Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Gruber Wired. I'm Mark Beach.
I'm John Dotson, and play ball.
Play ball.
Here we go. We're kicking off the season.
Strike one. Yeah. No,
Hey, you
it's
strike
great.
out a lot, don't you?
No. Why do you say that?
Huh? You just seem like someone that just, have a hard time.
Why? You're funny. Okay. So, notwithstanding him, we're here to talk a little bit about baseball.
Yeah, today is opening day, is it not?
It's opening day, and, it's 162 games.
That's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games, and it's going to be fun. Takes us through the summer, just nothing like a lazy day at the ballpark. We can relax, get some good baseball stadium food.
Yeah, it is one of those things, those summer things. I was thinking last night, this is one of those moments where the beginning of the baseball season just signals that, hey, summer's here, fun is here, excitement is here. We've gotten through the holidays. You got that Christmas hangover behind you. New Year's is behind you. And this is where, everybody looks forward to the summertime, right?
Yep. The weather didn't get the memo because it gave it to us a few weeks early.
Yeah, we are getting hit pretty hard with some temperatures
here. Supposed to cool off, though, back to average after being 30 degrees above average. So, We're not complaining, though.
No, we're going to enjoy this, aren't we? Work our way through it.
We are. We survived our first 2-week stint of 100+.
It's going to cool down
in
to
March.
The 90s here, right?
80s.
Yeah. It'll be nice. Be pleasant.
It'll be beautiful.
So, Mark, question. Did you play Little League?
I did.
Yeah?
I did. I was a catcher.
Catcher.
Yes.
Nice. I think I was like left field, right field, somewhere out in there.
You were out.
I was just out there,
out
right?
in the field looking at the stars.
No, but just the memories, man. My father, he was part of the Little League system, and he was a coach of our team.
Yep.
And I got to tell you, when you talk about, just basic communication skills and developing those, with a family, and especially with a father and a son or a daughter, this is a great way. Baseball seemed to be a really good way to work together, to have an understanding, a teaching, and learning how to educate.
Yep. Yeah, I think team sports are so valuable, and baseball is just, anybody can play it. It's, you get out there and do your thing. And my dad too was a coach. He usually was like an assistant coach. And I remember one season. Have you ever heard of Og Mandino? He's the author of the book The Greatest Salesman. And so I grew up in Scottsdale, and his son and me were in the same grade. So he was our baseball coach one year. Okay. And he was like almost like a Tony Robbins back then, but to people like Michael Jackson. He worked with a lot of people about positivity and positive thinking and all that. So he was our baseball coach. So we got motivated.
That's cool. Yeah. I bet he motivated you.
Yeah. I remember sitting on the bleachers and him reading to us Casey at the Bat, It was a cool time.
Yeah, we had some good times. One memory I remember is we had this kid that wanted to be a pitcher. Yeah. And the kid he had some heat on his ball at that age, except he had no control.
Right.
So I think the first time my father put him in the lineup to go out there and pitch, we ended up with a kid with a broken nose.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah, but those little memories that last you a lifetime,
That's for sure. Well, so baseball, is evolving, and I think this year we have the ABS system now,
right?
We
do, yeah.
So that kind of puts the monkey on the back of the players and coaches, and that if they really think something is egregious, they can get it reviewed. They only get 2 fails a game, though. If they fail twice, no more appeals.
That's it, huh?
Yeah. So they got to make sure that it's something they want to challenge.
Sure.
Yep. But I think it's good because there are a lot of games that end badly, don't leave a good taste in everybody's mouth.
Yeah.
So this kind of deals with that a little bit.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Technology is just amazing the way it's come. I like baseball. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a huge fan of baseball, but I can certainly go out and enjoy a game. And it used to be, I'll be honest, I could not stand to watch it on TV because it was very lengthy. Well, technology has changed so much. With the pitch count now, they've been able to shorten the game, which makes it a little more enjoyable for me being a viewer at home.
Right.
Being able to sit down and watch a game.
Well, to me, baseball is all about sitting down and relaxing. It's the only game with no clock on it. Games go as long as they go. There are no ties. And so, it could go 9 innings. It could go
14,
20 innings.
20. I mean, yeah.
I just enjoy that aspect of it, that I don't want to be in a hurry when I'm watching a baseball game. I'm not thinking about leaving. Like with other things, I might be go to different events, and you just might be like, yeah, okay, is it almost over or whatever? But not with baseball. Baseball, you just know is going to be there until it stops, until the game's over. And that's kind of when I go to the ballpark, that's how I look at it. I'm just there until it's over.
Yeah, just enjoying the moment.
Yep.
I remember as a child, and this is where technology has changed for children, I think. We collected baseball cards, right?
Yeah.
We used to get the packs, had some bubble gum in there, and and really enjoyed doing that and collecting the cards. But now I believe you have an actual crypto. It was some sort of wallet now.
No,
it's an app, and so now the cards aren't traded as much in a cardboard form or an actual card.
Oh no, that's still huge.
It's still huge, but they have it electronically now, right?
Right. So Topps has what they call a bunt app. And they also have it for basketball, and they have it for Star Wars and Disney.
Yeah.
But it's all their print cards, but then in digital form as well. And so you can, they release packs. You can buy packs, and you collect cards. And then the neat aspect about it is that, like with basketball or baseball, you can you join contests and you play players. And it's almost like a fantasy league, right?
Really? Okay.
You pick your top this or top that. You pick your, pitcher for the day, your catcher for the day, your first baseman. In basketball, you pick your small forward, you pick your center, you pick, your, all the positions, right? And you play those cards for that day, and then if you win the contest, you get coins or diamonds. And it helps you buy more cards.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's a lot of fun. Neat. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, like I said, the technology has changed where we can do that nowadays, where when we were children, we were collecting cards.
Yep. Yeah. I still buy my packs every year, and I've got my grandsons into it. I buy them like at Christmas time, because their birthday and Christmas are like 2 days apart. So, but usually Costco has their winter baseball packs, and they're always the little big packs, and gotten them used to, opening and ripping packs.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's enjoyable.
Yeah,
so.
My wife collected Randy Johnson cards forever.
Okay.
So we have a lot of those at home.
That's great.
It's funny because we're sitting at home last night, and I'm looking through my phone, and up popped a reel of Randy Johnson and the bird.
Yeah.
25 years ago.
Isn't
Randy
that crazy?
Johnson hit that bird.
It seems like yesterday.
Yeah, 25 years went fast, didn't it?
It did. That's don't blink.
When are we going to find technology to slow things down? Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. Well, it's probably going to be after our time.
For sure. So you pulled up some information, some interesting facts for the 2026 season here.
So you mentioned this already, but baseball games are shorter because of the pitch clock. So now they're on average 20 to 30 minutes slower, or shorter. So it's, where a game would almost without exception be about the 3 hour mark. Now it's between 2.5 hours and 2 hours and 40 minutes is around the average now. And I kind of understand that. I mean, the whole gamesmanship that happened with pitchers either throwing the ball or not, batters jumping out of the box, all that kind of stuff. It makes it a little simpler. And they also, I don't think they mentioned it here, but the pitch overs. So, you can only throw to first like 3 times, and the third time you have to get the runner.
Really?
If you don't, it's a balk.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So they get the base, and so that eliminates 20 pitch overs to prevent stealing. And so as a consequence, stolen bases are up.
Oh, I'm sure they would be, right? Just waiting for that third one to come around. Now take it. Boom.
Yep.
Off you go.
Exactly.
Well, let's see. Velocity keeps rising. The average major league fastball now hits around mid 90s, compared to the low 90s just a decade ago.
I think again, that's technology, right? Because the science behind it, they're able to actually gauge, how a person's physique works, and they're able to coach how they pitch, and then preventive medicine that keeps them, strengthened, is super important. I think, there's and a lot of pitchers who undergo surgeries now, like Tommy John, they are better at it, and their convalesce time is shorter.
Yeah, technology in sports medicine alone has been fantastic with where it's come.
Yeah.
If you take a look and see what's going on out there, I mean, just in general medicine alone, it's just changed dramatically over the past decade.
Right. Yeah, I totally get it. I know I had rotator cuff surgery, and now it wasn't any fun going around with that sling, and but now being able to use my shoulder again, it was painful to not have use. Have full use. Like, I could only get my arm up so
my
far.
wife went through that to a point where she could only raise her arms about here. She couldn't physically get them up anymore, even over her head.
Yeah.
But she chose, before having the surgery, to try the puncture therapy. I don't know if you've heard about that.
Well, that doesn't really repair the ligaments, though.
No, it doesn't, but it was stimulating to help with the repair.
Oh, okay.
So they were puncturing in there, using stimuli to draw the nerve endings in and hopefully help self-rejuvenate.
Oh.
But she still had to have surgery. So.
Right. So another thing is banning the shift. Now, I have to admit, I hated the shift, man. I thought that was cheating.
Really?
Like, I mean, you put all your guys on one side of the field. I mean, that's not even that's not even sporting.
So that's just completely banned right now?
Yeah, the shift is now banned.
Wow. Okay.
So it's improved hitting outcomes, obviously.
Sure.
And now it's a little more about athleticism again. Where do the players that are supposed to be on that side of the field, where do they position, and can they get to the ball, right?
Yeah.
Because you put four guys on one side of the field to somebody who always hits to the right hand side.
Guess what?
Again, that's not very sporting.
It says down here, was he
perfect?
Perfect games are still incredibly rare.
Yep.
I thought this would help with perfect games. Being able to, with all the technology we have now today, to really refine the processes.
It's a rarity. Randy Johnson had a perfect game.
Yeah.
Right? But there's only 24 in Major League history. 24 in the history of baseball.
Wow.
Can you imagine that?
Wow.
All right.
It was Aaron Judge's 62nd home run season in 2022 remains the AL record.
I looked at now while the Yankees were trashing the Giants last night. I was looking, and at that point, Aaron Judge was 0 for 4, right? And I had started him yesterday. Come on, Judge, man. What's up? Yep, and the bullpens are more important than ever. Starting pitching, they put a pitch limit on a lot of pitchers now. It's not the old school Nolan Ryan throwing a complete game, that kind of stuff. The complete game stuff is pretty dead. I mean, it can happen, but old school guys that were built different could do it, and the new guys, the velocity's up, but their durability, they can only go so far into a game.
Stamina down.
Yep.
Now, wasn't it a few years back when Audrey worked with us that we did some work in the bullpens?
So didn't she? Her customer was Major League Baseball, and they purchased all the wiring, cabling from us for the call to the bullpen.
That's it. Correct. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty neat. So think, we say that this is the third. Is our third year in the summer?
That would be correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Call to the bullpen, think Gruber.
Yeah,
right up there on the D-backs on Chase Field. Yeah.
Let's see what else we got here. The universal designated hitter is now standard.
Right. Now, I kind of thought that was, I had mixed emotions about that because in the National League, the pitcher hit.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And now the pitchers don't hit anymore. But you had pitchers who could hit, like Zach Greinke.
Yeah.
And they still put him in to hit. Right. When he wasn't pitching, they'd have him as a designated hit.
Okay.
Yeah. There were pitchers who just couldn't, touch a ball.
Sure.
Right.
They're great at pitching, and that's it.
But I think that, at least there's parity between both leagues now, and it's the same. We get into, weird situations, right, where when they're doing interleague play, and so an AL team is playing an NL team, and the rules then went by whatever park you were in. So
Correct.
if you're in NL park, then your pitcher had to hit. And all the other games in his division or in his league, he wasn't having to hit at all.
So now it's standard.
So now there's a DH for across the board, and so at least it makes it consistent.
Let's see here. Baseballs are tracked more precisely than ever.
Yep.
Yeah, that's just technology at its best, right there.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. When I'm sitting in my seat in the ballpark, and right over about here, there's a board, excuse me, that shows, the number of strike. Excuse me.
You okay there?
Getting all the clubs. Let me take a drink of water.
Well,
here.
part of this is the fact that they have robot umpires now, right? Back behind the plate, and then the robot umpire basically designates where the box is, depending on the batter that's up.
Right. Yeah.
So
they call it the ABS system, which is automatic balls and strikes.
Yeah.
And the idea is that, again, anybody who's at home watching a baseball game and you see, because Fox and the different networks put the little box up there, and then you see where the ball goes, and you wonder, how do they miss it?
Yeah.
What I'm looking forward to. So every season there's a website, and it rates the umpires game by game by game. The ones that are behind the plate, right? So it gives the correct ball percentage, correct strike percentage, game impacting bad calls, right? And then every umpire is ranked, and it's a non-official site. It's not MLB doing it. It's fandom,
a third party.
Just saying, hey, keeping them accountable. But yeah, so ABS is here, and it's something that the players, and coaches really push for. So again, the onus is back on them. If something goes awry, it's
back on their
they can challenge
shoulders.
it.
Yeah,
but
my understanding is last year, I was reading last night, the average was 50% of challenges were overturned last year in the MLB. The year before, they said it was 52%.
Well, so challenge is different than ABS, right? Challenge is like safe when they're out or out when they're safe, that kind of thing. And 50% sounds about right.
Yeah.
I mean, because you have the benefit of being able to slow it down to frame by frame and seeing if the hand is on the plate or not before the ball gets
So do you think this technology has actually helped improve the game, or did it just take out some of that human element?
Well, no one wants the umps to have any effect on the game at all. They're there to call balls and strikes safe and out. That's what they're there for. They're not there to influence the outcome, right? So that's why I think that it will eliminate a lot of coach ejections.
Right?
Yeah, because now
who you can argue with.
Right, you argue with yourself after you didn't challenge the pitch or whatever. That's the idea. So I think that overall, I think it's great because you want the players to determine the outcome. I wish they had it they do have it in basketball a little bit, but the Suns still seem to be getting screwed anyway.
I know.
Yeah.
They just can't put it together, can they?
Well, the NBA hates the Suns. That's just a fact.
On paper, they should just be.
They should be
dominating,
dominating, yeah, but
sometimes what looks good on paper does not translate.
No, and Bob and I talk about this all the time. You see that game last night? Yeah, no, man. The refs are just horrible with the Suns.
Yeah.
The other team gets away with murder, and we get called for picayune crap.
It's true, though.
Yep.
It's the way it's going. All right, what do you got next here?
So the postseason's longer than ever. They expanded it.
Yeah, they did.
So it now includes, instead of 8 teams, it's 12 teams, and there's a play-in. So there's a wild card game, and it's kind of a winner-take-all thing. And, the winner goes on, and then the loser goes home. And then you got your 8 teams left. So, yeah, it's just increases the interest, gives more teams a chance at the final dance.
Sure.
Right?
More opportunity.
Yeah. All you got to do is make the top 12 out of 30 teams, and you're in. So
what's wrong with the D-backs?
Nothing really.
They should have a good year this year. I'm actually looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, we won the World Series 3 years ago. So we were in the World
Series. Yeah,
3 years ago. But then that was a totally unexpected deal.
Yeah.
So, I think they have what it takes. I think they've gotten better in the off season, and I think hopefully we have our pitching lined up.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens with our bullpen. But that's why the game's got to get played. Just like in football, everything can look good.
Yeah, until you play the game.
Until you play the games, and then it's 162 games, so it's a long season. Got to, if you're playing, a bunch of 3-game series, you win 2 and lose 1. That's what you want to do all season long, right?
I got to tell you too. I'm imagining I haven't been down to Chase Field in a while.
Yeah.
But I imagine the way technology has improved, the experience of going to a game has changed dramatically. I imagine that it's been helpful in creating, along with, how you enter the stadium, get through security, all of that.
I mean, it's still scanning your thing on your phone and, getting through, but the Wi-Fi's improved.
Yeah.
That I know. And I think they fixed the roof, so it can open and close now again. That's a good thing.
It was stuck there for a while.
It was. But, the idea, they didn't want it wasn't stuck, but they felt like it was dangerous to open or close it during a game.
Correct, yeah.
So wherever it started, that's where it was when the people got in. Wherever it was
either open or shut, right?
That's the way it was, yep.
Yeah, so, it's just funny how technology does change the way that we perceive these events, and it's for the good. Yeah, it does always. Yep. No clock for innings, but now there is for pitchers. We talked about that already. Right. Home field advantage is less dominant than before. Is that true? I still think home field advantage plays a huge role. Well, you get used to the park you play in, so I think that. I mean, it's difficult to say. It's all up to the team. There are some teams that are road warriors, and there are other teams who want to be at home. Yeah. So it just depends on the makeup of the team, and we'll know pretty soon. We got the Dodgers tonight. The hated Dodgers. Yeah, that's gonna be good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. That'd be a fun game. Yeah, well, and then our home opener is in 3 days. So who's that against? Detroit. Yep. Okay. Yep. Very cool. It's good stuff. Hey, do we know who's on first? Wait. Oh, we got Jesse. Hi there. What's up, y'all? Good work, Amber. There we go. Oh, yeah, I see you patting yourself on the back over there, Amber. Jesse, how you doing? How you doing, Jesse? Hey, man, what's up with you answering emails in your phone, bro? Yeah, right? Seriously, are you on vacation or are you not? Pick one. Yeah. Work or don't work. Let's do our so this is our most viewed short.
67,000 times.
Yeah.
Let's watch it. Baseball inspired.
That was done about a year and a half ago.
67,000 views, folks, ladies and gentlemen. So we know it's possible.
We know you can hit a home run with that one, right?
There we go. a little tongue-in-cheek take on the Abbott and Costello, who's on first. But yeah,
they were great though, weren't they?
Yeah, I suppose you know.
You were around for them.
No, no, you're funny. I knew you were going there, and I couldn't stop it.
Didn't you?
Couldn't stop it. So, the longest Major League Baseball game lasted, guess how long?
5.5 hours.
8 hours and 6 minutes.
Ugh. See, that would be tough for me to
watch.
That
happened in 1984.
Yeah, no.
Just hang out.
I bet they sold a lot of hot dogs at that game.
Oh, man.
You know, people being there for that long.
You know, they stopped selling beer after like the 7th inning or something. So
I remember they stopped that, yeah.
There was a lot of people who were probably not happy.
I imagine they opened that back up for that long of a game.
You can't. I mean, it's the, DUI laws and all that. They got to be careful. That's why they stop, but what are you going to do?
Exactly.
That'd be about time to go out of the park and across the street to the bar over there if you're really jonesing.
Yeah, right. I'm going to predict a trifecta here this year for us in the state of Arizona. Arizona's going to win the NCAA men's basketball tournament coming up, right?
Okay. Go Arizona. The only time you'll hear me say that.
D-backs, we're going to go win the World Series this year. And the Cardinals will win the Super Bowl. That's my trifecta for the state of Arizona this year.
We got to get you to stop doing this because you jinx things.
How is that jinxing?
I don't know. Let's see what happens with the Wildcats, and then I'll tell you.
Yeah. No,
they play tonight.
They do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, bear down.
I believe it's
You're only going to hear me say that once.
Arkansas, right?
I don't know.
I think it's Arkansas. So
go
Arizona.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been another fun-filled episode. Remember, we're here every Thursday at 3 p.m. Arizona time. Catch us next week because the weather will be nicer, and we'll be we're always in a good mood, but
we are. Yeah.
We might be in a little better mood.
I want to give a quick shout out. If you haven't had a chance to go to the Gruber Communications website yet, we're doing amazing things with that. So please go check it out.
Absolutely. Good job, Amber.
Yes, Amber, thank you so much for all the work and dedication you're giving to us.
She is going to get a microphone over there pretty soon, and we're going to be able to talk to her a little more.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Get the thumbs up there?
Yeah, we just, audience, chime in, tell her she needs to be on. All right. So thanks for joining. We're here because you're here. Catch you next week. For now, I'm Mark Beach.
John Dotson, thank you.
Peace.